With part 3 and EX of the 8th year anniversary coming up to Dbz Dokkan very soon, I want to do a video discussing on who I think we could see EZA for both of those parts. Now I have the Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta pulled up right here because they were actually the part 3 EZAs from the previous anniversary, so it makes sense the day they released would be around the same day we see the part 3 EZAs for the 8th year anniversary. And as you can see right here, it's the 22nd of February, and then for the part EX of last year, it was the 1st of March. Now, maybe if Dokkan wants to do things a little bit different, they'll make it a day or two earlier or a day or two later. But for the most part, I would assume we would see part 3 around the 22nd of February, and then we would see part EX around the 1st of March, right before the next Dokkan Fest. Alright, so getting into what I think is most likely going to happen for part 3, I think we've got the 5th year anniversary LRs EZAing for part 3. Now, it makes a lot of sense, because during the previous anniversary, we saw the 3-year and 4-year anniversary LRs EZA, as I just showed you. So it makes sense that for the next anniversary, of course, we'd get the 5th year anniversary LRs to EZA. And, yeah, both of these guys could be very good. I did a showcase on both of them a while back, or, I mean, about like a month or two ago now. Just revisiting them and seeing how good they are. And even now, in terms of damage, they can actually look pretty impressive. Now, defensively, they suck, but, you know, offensively, they can actually look somewhat good, especially considering the Vegito has all the guaranteed additionals, and then the Gogeta has the super effective against all types, and he does actually still have additionals as well, but it's not guaranteed. And both of them do build up as well, so they'll just get better and better throughout the fight. They give themselves a ton of ki, which is good for LRs, because it just makes getting the 18 ki super attack just a lot more common. And both of them have this mechanic, which I really like, to where they have the high chance to dodge in slot 3. So it makes it to where even if you're in an event where they're completely outclassed and they'll just get destroyed, you just throw them in slot 3 and hopefully they don't get hit, and then bam, you're golden. And I mean, if they want to make this insane with their EZA, they could make this a 70% chance to dodge. Or, you know what? They could keep it at a high chance, but get rid of the restriction in slot 3. Just make it to where they have a high chance to dodge. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot they could do with them. They have an amazing skeleton for an EZA, and they could easily be like top 5 units. But moving on to who I think we could see EZA for part EX of the 8th year anniversary, we have the STR Goku and Vegeta, and then the physical Buhan. Now, these guys don't necessarily need a lot. They are kind of newer units, so I know a lot of people think they're not going to EZA because of that, but they're not really that good, and they kind of get cooked in difficult events, so they definitely could use an EZA, but they are a little bit better than like the 5th year anniversary LRs. So they don't need as much as them, but they do still need a bit. For instance, this Vegito does lose his damage reduction when he fuses, which is a big reason in why you don't want to fuse with this guy, which does suck because he gets like a scouter for 10 turns, he starts countering, he recovers a bunch of HP, so you definitely would want to transform with him normally, but because he loses the damage reduction, this guy sucks defensively, so obviously one big fix with him would be carrying over the damage reduction, whether it's 30% or whether they want to bump this up to like 50%, and then I think this guy could easily be a very good unit. And then for the Buhan, it's a little more complicated, because this guy doesn't have damage reduction, but he is stacking, so his stats will naturally just like get higher than the Vegitos. But I guess an easy fix with him would just be make this 20% HP recovery, 150% attack and defense, and just give him a high chance of launching an additional super. But then on his 12 key, give him defense for 1 turn, just so you're at least benefiting from the additional super defensively, just so then you could really just look more impressive. And maybe you're thinking I'm making these guys a little bit too OP, but you got to keep in mind, this is anniversary LR EZAs, like they're supposed to be OP. And then for when this guy transforms, just give him defense on super and then just bump these numbers up, and then, you know, he's great. So moving on to units who aren't necessarily that likely to get an EZA during part 3 or even part EX, but I still feel like they deserve one and they've got a shot at EZAing, so it's worth mentioning them. We have the physical Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, who honestly I thought would have already EZA'd by now in the celebration, but unfortunately has not. And then we have the AGL LR Baby. Now, Baby really doesn't fit the theme at all other than him being GT. However, when it comes to GT units, there's like no options for EZAs. I'll pull up GT bosses and GT heroes really quick because, I mean, look at this category. Maybe we could see an EZA for Super 17, but I feel like that's kind of unlikely because he needs like his own celebration for that, and then he could EZA then. I guess maybe we could see an EZA for the LR Shadow Dragons, but I feel like that is a little bit too early because when did they release? Yeah, on global, they're a 2022 unit. So for sure, they definitely are a little bit too early for an EZA. And other than that, there's really no options. So I feel like LR Baby getting an EZA is the most likely scenario in terms of GT EZAs. But of course, even him, I mean, it makes more sense for him to EZA in his own celebration. So I don't really know. With GT EZAs, it's kind of weird. That's probably why we haven't seen a GT EZA yet during this anniversary. But it's definitely still possible we could see him EZA. He definitely needs it. And he would help out a bunch of really good categories that need the help. But now we have the physical Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Now, he does a ton of damage even now. So just give this guy defense, and then he's great. I mean, that's really it. And then, you know, you're kind of good with this guy. But, I mean, yeah, that pretty much has been the video. Kind of a shorter one because the options for EZAs are a little bit more limited, but it just makes it more obvious on who would actually EZA. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know who you guys want to see EZA during the 8th year anniversary for part 3 in EX. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one.